If there's a scenario where the woman is not attracted to the man and the man is not attracted to the woman, then okay, that's on the verge of platonic because there's no ulterior motives. And a true platonic friendship would be no ulterior motive. So it's not impossible, but it's not probable. That's true. And guys know this. All the fellas in the chat, y'all know. If y'all want to go out, don't go out with the Chad. But Chad, you stay home, bro. You got abs. Let's go out with Nick and Kyle. I have a better
Chad's
chance.
only gonna get one girl. Like what I'm trying to say.
No,
is like,
Chad is getting all the girls. All the chicks gonna want Chad.
A woman can give you unbiased help dealing with other women.
We were speaking about that, and I brung up the mother and a daughter that you can get advice from your mother and your sister. So I brung up the example of your mother and your sister, and you can get advice from your mother and sister.
And I said those
and you tried to say that would be biased. You never truly explain how getting advice from your mother and your sister would be more biased than a random girl on the street. What's up, Grace? What you want to debate about?
I thought it was interesting what you were saying about men being friends with women.
Okay.
Because I think that I understand what you're saying, that if it's like one side is unrequited attraction, sexual attraction, then that's like not a real friendship. But I think it's incredibly important for men to have female friends, because if they don't, I mean, any woman will tell you this. A man with no female input, no females that he trusts, no female friends, is a total mark. That's who a woman goes after for money and power, because he has no women telling him like what she's up to. You know what I mean?
And you don't think that a man can get that type of, let's say, information and guidance from a guy friend or his mother or his sister?
Yeah, but then he would be friends with his mom or sister. So
yeah,
but
a friend with the mom or sister is different than like once again, that video was speaking about, the guy was asking Cam Newton, does he have any girls as friends, like a platonic friendship, attractive women? And Cam said, no, that's different than like a mom as your friend or your sister getting advice.
That is so embarrassing. That was a complete accident. I tried to turn my mic settings up and it switched the camera. I have a second laptop here and the screen is pointed down. That's super embarrassing. I apologize. I'm not trying to porn bomb or anything. I'm sorry. That was literally, I went to change the mic settings and it switched. I wasn't trying to fuck with you at all. I didn't want to show my underwear.
I'm really
sorry.
Listen, don't let that happen again, or you're not ever going to be allowed up on stream,
No,
okay?
I get it. I would never porn bomb. I've never done that. I don't want people to see my panties. Anyways.
All right, cool. So in regards to the conversation, then what's your point?
So my point is that when you said moms and sisters, they're going to be biased, though. They're going to be biased, and they're going to want you, like, they're not, like, if you bring a girl over to your mom and your sister, they're going to say, oh, she's nice, we like her, even if they don't, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. That's what you need female friends for. Can you see what I'm saying?
Well, not exactly. Like, why would your mom and sister be biased? Wouldn't you think that your mom and sister would have your best interest for you?
Yeah, but family can't always say exactly what they think, can they? Right?
I mean, my family does it. That's subjective, though. That would be like subjective. Maybe, another family is not really that outspoken. They're a little bit more gun shy and don't really like to speak about those type of private things. But then there's other families where they speak about everything. You know what I'm saying? So that would just be a subjective measure.
Well, first of all, your sisters don't your sister. In terms of your sisters don't really want to know about your sex life. Like, if my brother had a girlfriend and I met her, I would tend to say, even if I didn't really like her, like, oh, that's great, and I hope you guys have a good relationship. Like, I'm not gonna be inclined to be super like critical, and I also don't really want to know a lot about it. You know what I mean? And if he went to my mom's crazy, but like, if a boy goes to his mom also first of all doesn't want to know much about his sex life, and secondly is gonna generally be supportive because she wants him to have, get married and have grandkids for her or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah,
well, I'm still not getting your argument on why it's not good for a man to get advice from his mother or sister, but instead get advice from like a girl that's friends with. Like how would you're not really like
they're not biased.
You're not demonstrating it in an objective way. You're just giving like some examples on how maybe a mother could be biased, but that would just be a subjective metric. That wouldn't be objective. That's not objectively true for all sisters and all mothers. You get what I'm saying? But I would say that for when we're speaking about a guy that has a girl as a friend, it's not fully objective either, but generally speaking, most guys that have girls as a platonic friend, they truly get no benefit from it. They get used for a patriarch, the masculine energy. They get used for attention, time, and normally resources as well. But what does the guy get in return? Women don't really reciprocate anything to the man in return when he's giving the masculine energy, the guidance, the protection, the attention. And, women crave attention.
I mean, I just don't relate to what you're saying because, like, I had male friends in high school. They weren't attracted to me. I wasn't attracted to them. And you might say, oh, they were. No, they had girlfriends and stuff. We just hung out as a group. I don't really, I don't know. We had a good time together. We'd make each other laugh and stuff. I didn't.
You
really
got any male friends now?
I don't really have any friends now, but I have some people I talk to online, but.
You don't have any male friends at all though?
In real life, no.
In real life. Okay.
No.
I was going to say, well, you can call one of them up and we can check it out and see if they have any sexual desires for you.
I've seen that before.
Live
I'm
on
not
stream.
saying that doesn't happen. I'm just saying I think it's possible and also helpful for both sexes to have platonic friends of the opposite sex.
Yeah. My argument is that it's not truly platonic. If there's a scenario where the woman is not attracted to the man and the man is not attracted to the woman, then okay, that's on the verge of platonic because there's no ulterior motives. And a true platonic friendship would be no ulterior motives. So it's not impossible. I actually have a friend that's a guy, and he has a girl that's a friend, and they've been friends since sixth grade. No, actually it was since third grade.
Yeah.
Fully platonic. They're not attracted to one another. She's not an attractive girl though. And he's pretty much just like an average guy. But there's no attraction, and they were able to maintain the platonic friendship. So it's not impossible, but it's not probable. So generally speaking, I was
trying to respond to what you were saying. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Especially if both sides are attractive. But what I'm trying to say is let's just say platonic friendships are possible. It seems like what you're saying is well, men don't get anything out of being platonic friends with women. But I mean, even the red pill itself says that's not true. The halo effect, you know what I mean? Being friends with a hot girl, even if you might not be sexually super attracted to her, you don't want to date her, you think she's kind of crazy or whatever, but you're friends with her. That's worth more than all the coaching and everything you combine to get an actual girlfriend. If you're friends with a pretty girl, you know what I mean? It does have a lot of value.
In dating, you mean? If the guy is...
Well, just for example, in dating, I wouldn't say that's the main reason, but yeah, sure. You will get
what do you
more
mean?
girls who are
If a
interested
guy...
in you.
Okay, so if a guy is going out somewhere and he's with his girlfriend, platonic girlfriend, you're saying that guy would get more attention from other girls?
Well, I mean, generally, if a guy and a girl are together, people assume they're a couple. But if you're in a friend group and you're friends with a bunch of girls, but you're not going to date any of them, that will make you more attractive to women. Absolutely. More than if you're just with all your bros.
Got you.
That's just one part of it. I think that's true. No? Would you agree?
Generally, no. Now, social groups does help out as far as dating. So if the man has a social group and they're in a social setting, well, that girl has friends. So it's in common there within this little function that they're having as far as, oh, that's my friend, and oh, that's my friend too. Okay, meet Billy. Oh, okay, cool. And then you can meet other girls. So as far as that, totally fine. I can see how that can be beneficial for a man to meet more women through the girl that he's friends with. But meeting them does not mean that those girls are attracted to him. I would say that
not necessarily,
what would be in most girls' eyes, for example, if let's say this. I got a girl that's my friend, right? And maybe we're out at this function and some other girls around. You got some friends and stuff, and I'm trying to holler at you. What's going to go in your mind subconsciously, you're going to be like, well, if he's so special, then why doesn't she date him? And that's what goes on in most girls' minds. That's what truly happens in a lot of girls' minds. I do a podcast and I sit around them and girls even tell me this. Well, like if he's such a catch and like you're his friend, well, why don't you just date him? You get what I'm saying?
But
girls view it like
not
that.
Sexually attracted to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Not interested, or maybe you're not interested in her.
So here's the thing: when we're speaking about pre-selection and dating, pre-selection works when girls are attracted to a guy, and women can sense when another woman is attracted to the guy that's in question. Oh, I know that girl likes him. They just have this sixth sense. And that is what makes the guy attractive, because those other girls are attracted to the guy. But if there's a guy and he has girlfriends, but none of those girlfriends are attracted to him, those girls are going to be looking at him like, well, he must not be a catch if those other girls don't want you. So why would I want you? Make sense?
I get what you're saying. I just think that overall, being social and having friends is a plus in the dating scene. And if you're friends with hot women, but you don't, personally want to date them, that's even more of a plus. Like, so there's no way in which that doesn't.
Well, no, you would
say if you're friends with a group of guys and you're all good looking, that benefits you, right?
Well,
like if you're in a group of ugly guys versus good looking guys, it's better to be with the good looking group, right?
Well, no, not exactly. If you're in a group of friends and you're the most attractive guy, then you're going to get all of the attention as a guy. So it doesn't necessarily work out to the benefit to be in a group of all attractive guys, because that's just more competition for the attractive guys. They're in competition with one another. If you're in a group, if you're the tallest one and the other one are short, then it works out for the taller one or for the more attractive one.
No,
so it doesn't necessarily compare. What I'm saying is this.
It's like the hot girl with the fat girl who makes her look hotter. It's like, well, why aren't you with a bunch of girls who are your equal? You know what I mean? If you're a hot guy hanging out with a bunch of ugly guys, it's like, what's wrong with you? Why do you have low self-esteem? That's what I would say.
No, what I'm saying is, if we're looking from a dating perspective and we're saying, well, what's going to give the guy the most leverage in the dating market is for the guy to hang around his attractive friends or hang around his maybe unattractive. Like if you're going to go out and you're going to be with everyone's your height, right? Everyone's like you all got on a chain. That group is going to look cool. But within that group, there's competition, because the girl that you want, she may not want you, bro. She may want one of your other attractive friends. So now if you want to run like a 4-man mission, if y'all want to run a 4-man and all 4 of y'all go for 4 girls, okay, then that can work. But if it's more like you're just trying to look for something and get a girl yourself, no, would probably work in your benefit to go out with guys that's not as attractive. And guys even know this. Like when guys hang around me, oh man, I don't want to go out with Cooley. He got status. He's 6'4". He put on some shoes. He's 6'5". Man, you too tall, you got status, nigga, you stay home, right? So even my friends is like, and I don't even go out that much. My friends is like, yeah, they make jokes. It's guy jokes. It's not like serious, but they know deep down inside is like, well, if Cooley is around, then less chicks that's going to be on me. They're going to be more looking at that guy. So it doesn't truly correlate to what you're saying. That's true. And guys know this. But all the fellas in the chat, y'all know. If y'all want to go out, don't go out with the Chad. Look, Chad, you stay home, bro. You got abs. Let's go out with Nick and Kyle, right? I have a better chance.
Chad's only gonna get one girl. Like what I'm trying to say.
No,
is
Chad is getting all the girls. All the chicks gonna want Chad.
Attention, but they're not all gonna end up with him. Obviously.
Well, if you want to get all the numbers, the Chad would have the highest probability of getting more numbers. That's just how it works. But let's get back to the topic of what we're speaking about. Yeah. The platonic friendship, right? So
you agree with me that men and women can be platonic friends? They could both be attractive. They just don't find each other attractive. That happens.
Oh yeah, I've even said that in my clip. Yeah, there's you can definitely have a platonic friendship with a woman, where they no attraction, they're not attracted to one another. But even in that instance, I still wouldn't recommend it because the man truly doesn't benefit from it. I would take the Michael Sartain route, right? So the Michael Sartain route is this. Michael Sartain, what he does is he has girls as friends, but the way that he has these girls as friends, they're basically like guy friends. He treats these girls just how he treats the guys. Like, it has to be some type of transaction, meaning that they're doing business with him. So he's getting some type of benefit out of it. He's walking around with them. So he's utilizing them for business purposes because, Michael Sartain is with Dan Blazarian. He's doing multiple things. And then he also uses these women for his own personal business. But how he does it is he doesn't put these girls as in his friendship as I'm attracted to this girl. So let me try to maybe see what I can get out of her. No, he treats these women just like their guy friends, right?
I disagree. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Now, real quick. Let me land my plane.
He treats her like a girl, but okay, go ahead.
Let me land my plane. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he doesn't treat her like a girl, but the relationship dynamic is he treats the girl like the homie. He doesn't treat the girl like a girl that he wants to smash. He treats the girl just like he would treat the guys, meaning that he's not giving out any extra benefits. He's not paying for anything for the girl. She got to pay for her own. He's not giving her this masculine guidance or energy. She got to get that on her own. You get what I'm saying? So he's not giving anything other than this exchange of maybe business.
Yeah,
so that in itself,
a sexual relationship.
Yeah, but she may be very attractive. He actually may if she threw it, he may even catch it, but he puts her into a zone where that's not even in the playbook within itself. And that makes sense to me, but still you have to be him. And most men aren't him.
But that sounds to me like you're just saying he treats her platonically,
right? Well,
I mean, women
it's
do
for
this with
business
men.
though. It's a different category. Like he's getting some type of benefit from the woman. Because remember, if you're in if the guy is attracted to you and you're in a platonic friendship, he wants, he has sex on his mind. The potential of having sex with you is on his mind. Yeah. What is he getting in return from you, the guy friend? Can you tell me? What does the guy get in return?
If he wants to have a sexual relationship, and
if he's attracted to you, what does the guy get in return?
You're not attracted to him?
Yeah, you're not attracted to that guy, but he's attracted to you. What does he get in return?
I mean, that's tough. Yeah, no, he should tell you about it, and if you say no, he should move on.
Yeah, my point is Michael Sartain would utilize those women for business. That's the only thing that you can get out of them. Yeah. And his business is strategically for being around a lot of women, getting some type of, videos and
I don't think we're
marketing and stuff like that.
I don't think we're disagreeing. He's saying he treats his female friends like he treats his male friends. Basically, I agree.
But it's for business, though. It isn't necessarily you get what I'm saying? It's still a different category. So it wouldn't even be like that platonic way. That would be a different category than platonic because that's more like a business relationship rather than a platonic friendship.
Well, yeah, but he trusts these women. He hangs out with them off stream. He shares details of his business and his personal life with them. I'm pretty sure. Like even Andrew Tate had a secretary who he did not have sex with, but he trusted with his whole business. She was a female. I understand you could say it's business, but it's
business
platonic.
though.
But
that isn't.
Most adults interact in a business way, generally speaking. But you could have a friend group and you have some females in there that you're not going to date.
So
my point is simply that female friendships, whether they're in a business or just in a personal way, can be helpful to men. Women understand this. Women are friends with men, especially the gay ones, to get information, to have them communicate with the other men, to get secrets, etc. Women do this with men. So all I'm saying is that men benefit from friendships with women. You say it's useless. I completely disagree. Men who don't have female friends
that's a different point, Grace.
For women.
No, not at all. So, Grace, you're equivocating on the word of platonic, right? So you're using the word platonic to have many different meanings, but the word platonic itself, would mean it's a friendship where no one has ulterior motives. You're not using them. There's no business friendship. That's a different category of like a business friendship. That's a different category than platonic. So if we're speaking
platonic
about
to mean non-sexual. If I just clarify that, non-sexual.
Okay. Well, if it's non-sexual, then that's totally fine. Then the man can not have any, they cannot be sexually active, and he can still get use out of her for business. But that's not what the video was describing at all. The video was describing a platonic relationship with a woman where there's no business involved, but you guys hang out with one another. She's not attracted to you, but you're attracted to her. And I asked you, well, what benefit does the guy get out of that situation? You said like nothing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying,
yeah.
I agree with you about that. If it's one-sided, they should let the other person know and then just move on if it's not a thing. That's not a real friendship. I mean, it might start as a friendship, but if you catch feelings, you got to make that public or just give up. Like, that's whatever. But I thought you were building off of that. I thought I heard you say something like having a platonic relationship with a woman doesn't give you anything.
Well, I just asked, so a platonic relationship where it's not business and it's just you and a girl hanging out. I even asked you and you couldn't answer the question. I'll ask you again.
But you said if you were sexually interested. I'm saying if it's platonic on both sides, are you still saying like, what's the point?
Like what? Yeah, like if no one is sexually, like if no one is sexually interested in one another.
Platonic on both sides, just friends.
Yeah.
It seemed to me like you were saying you're not getting anything out of it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep. I'll go ahead and restate my position. If it's the case that the man is not attracted to the woman and the woman is not attracted to the man, my point is, then what is the point of the friendship? What does the man get out of being in a platonic friendship with her? We know what the woman gets, but my question would be to you, what does the man get?
Well, I would say, first of all, you get a friend,
not business,
which is inherently useful, or not useful, but like enjoyable to have a friend. Like it's just a relationship with someone who you enjoy the company of.
But you can also get that from your male friend.
You could, but this is where the second part comes in. A woman can give you unbiased help dealing with other women.
We were speaking about that, and I brung up the mother and a daughter, that you can get advice from your mother and your sister. I'm sorry, I brung up the example of your mother and your sister, and you can get advice from your mother and sister.
And I said those
and you tried to say that would be biased. You never truly explain how getting advice from your mother and your sister would be more biased than a random girl on the street.
Because your mother and your sister, first of all, your sister doesn't really want to hear about your sex life. And your mother is going to be obviously biased and polite towards you and your romantic interests. It's going to be very hard for her to tell you the hard truth if someone's manipulating you.
I think that your mother has more stake and more investment into her son, where she's more likely to tell her son, and I think mothers do this, generally speaking, or at least they should, say, hey, no, this girl is trying to use you. She's just after you for your money. She's just after you for your time and attention. You should move on and do better things. This isn't the woman for you.
But
I want you to explain,
highly
Grace.
Likely to be biased.
Yeah, Grace,
likely to be biased.
You're saying that it's biased in a sexual way, but I want you to explain how.
Let me give you an example. Let me land this here. If your mother tells you, don't date this girl, she's using you, and then you end up marrying her, that mother is now in a very awkward position. That's why mothers with the in-laws and stuff, that's why parents generally don't get super highly involved in their children's romantic lives. And that's generally a good thing. Especially with mothers, because moms can actually get jealous of the girl for taking their son's attention away from them. They can be terrible advisors. Like, generally speaking, a son's mother is not his best friend in terms of romantic stuff. Any woman will tell you that.
Okay, Grace. So once again,
it's true.
Your position, just to state it back, because you're not giving any good reason or in any good argument. You're just stating these points that could be like, well, this could happen and that could happen. But what I'm stating here is, if a man is if a man has a girlfriend, that's his platonic friend, there's no sexual attraction that they have for one another.
Either way, yeah.
I'm asking you, what benefit does that man get out of that friendship that he can't get from being friends with one of his guys and also getting advice from his mom or his sister? Like, is this girl going to give him anything better than what he can already get out of guy friends or his mother and sister relationship?
Yeah, he's going to get like he's going to know how girls think because she's going to share with him how girls think so he can deal with women better.
The mom and the sister knows how girls think so they can give him that same advice. So what do you mean?
Yeah, but you can't tell your mom and your sister like your personal dating stuff. You don't want to tell them that.
And not only that, Grace, girls don't even know how.
That's what friends are for.
Well, no, women don't even know how women think when it comes to dating. So if it's the case that the guy wants to get dating advice, he doesn't go to a fish. He doesn't ask a fish how to catch a fish. He goes to the fisherman. So it wouldn't even be in the man's best interest to go to his mom or his sister or to another girl. It would be in his man's best interest to go to one of his guy friends. You ask a fisherman,
that's not
listen,
true.
Grace,
not necessarily.
Grace, you ask a fisherman how to catch a fish. You do not ask the fish. The girlfriend, the mom, and the sister are all fish, so they can't really give you any advice. This is why women's dating podcasts, they flake.
Guys
downhill.
Get hoodwinked by girls all the time. Like guys get like tricked by women all the time. Like that's what red pill guys teach guys not to do.
Well,
so
those are the
best way to figure out like if you're like really want to be pragmatic about it would be to
Grace,
say,
this
hey,
podcast
female
space would
friend, this is what my girlfriend or this is what this girl I'm interested in is doing. What do you think is going on?
Grace,
she's
if that's the case,
if she likes you, she's going to tell you what's really going on.
Yeah, Grace, if that's the case, then there would be a female podcast space, right? Using these red pill talking points or using their womanly talking points and giving men advice, and it will be very big.
There is a girl like that. There's a YouTuber named Courtney Ryan. She has like 500K subscribers. All she does is she does videos about, hey guys, this is what women like. This is what women don't like.
No.
This is how to do your hair.
If she says this whole
is what
space,
she means.
not one podcast creator, right? I'm talking about a whole space where males can go and watch all. If that's the case, if what you're saying is true, there would be an entire organization on YouTube of women giving men advice, and men will be flocking over to those women channels. It'll be a lot of them. Those women channels to get advice. They'll be like, you know what? I should go ahead and ask the fish how to catch a fish rather than asking the fisherman. What I'm telling you is there's not hardly any of them. You named one, but guess what? I can name so many manosphere type red pill podcasts that's giving men dating advice because men go to the fisherman to get advice because that's where you get the best advice from. Women don't truly understand the male experience because you live life on easy mode. You're in a privileged position when it comes to the dating market. Privileged position. You have to go, what you do in dating, you advertise yourself. Men, we don't advertise ourselves. We have to pitch ourselves. So it's an entirely different scope
That's kind of
and field. No advertising yourself. Okay.
That's me.
Generally speaking,
Cooley,
no,
that's me. I help men figure that stuff out.
No. But Grace, you're not anything special. Most women do the same thing. Most women just sit there, look pretty, and advertise themselves. They don't have to actually go out there.
No, you're saying, oh, women don't understand the male experience. Yeah, guys are never going to figure out what women are doing. They're just going to go, bro. How about asking a woman? She's going to know because we know how we work.
So then, Grace, why don't you
It's so much easier than you guys make it out to
Grace,
be.
why don't you do this and let's see if it works. Start your podcast called Grace Dating Advice for Men and let's see where it goes.
I hosted speed dating shows and I've given men advice. I got 300, 400 viewers. I got bored of it, but
you hosted a speed dating show.
Yeah, I gave men advice.
Yeah, that's much different. Can you
But I'm not really talking about giving men advice. I'm saying explaining women's behaviors on a case-by-case basis is what
Grace, you don't even understand your own behavior. So how can you explain females' behavior when you don't understand your own behavior? Do you understand why certain men arouse you and then other guys that you're just attracted to? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You think you understand the difference of arousal and attraction?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think if I did do that, it would be successful.
Within yourself, you understand the differences of arousal and attraction. Can you explain?
Being horny versus purely horny versus
a man,
romantically attractive?
a man that you would find attractive. Have you ever been around a man that you found attractive, but for some reason he didn't arouse you? Like you thought that he would arouse you, but for some reason, like it didn't click there. Like he was very attractive, but he didn't arouse you.
You mean physically attractive?
He was physically attractive, but he just didn't arouse you.
Yeah,
Do you understand
I'm experiencing that right now. Just kidding.
You know, Grace, explain it to me.
I have. Of course I have.
Okay, now, know that you've experienced that, but can you explain why you experienced that?
Because probably because his personality was weird or something, or he had some kind of character flaw that was unattractive.
That's very vague, Grace. Can you tell me specifically what made you unaroused by the guy?
Well, there was a guy that I met online, and he was good looking on camera, and then I met him in person, and
he was like a catfish. Yeah, that doesn't count.
No, okay, well, yeah, I mean, he was short, and it was more than just being short. He was super awkward and like weird, gay.
Essentially, what I'm trying to illustrate to you here is that you live life on easy mode. There's no burden of performance on you to be attractive to men. You are born and men are attractive to you. Men, we live a different life. We have to actually go out there and work for our sexual value. You're born with your sexual value. Men, we work for our sexual value. So you can't teach a man how to work for his sexual value because you're born with it. That's one thing. The other thing is you don't even understand yourself. You don't know the difference of why the specific reason for each man that you were attracted to, but for some reason you weren't aroused by him. Guess what? I can tell you. We would have to go through the specifics of the situation, but I can break it down to you. And each guy, if you give me the scenario, I can tell you, well, this is why you weren't aroused to him, because from your biological nature, guess what? It was this that didn't make you aroused by him.